Hello everyone. So in this video I'm doing a little Willow haul. I bought the new E-File Pro, which I'm so excited about. I'll tell you a little bit why I've decided to buy it now, because I was waiting to buy it because it's quite expensive. But yeah, I'll tell you a little bit about why that happened. I thought I'd show you this as well. This was from my E-File course, so this is the little manual. Obviously I won't show you the details because that's not fair to the people who have actually gone on the course and paid for it. So if you do want to learn how to e-file and get qualified so you can get insurance and everything like that, I would highly recommend the Willow course. It was so good. We went to Stoke-on-Trent with Gemma Ball and it was so informative, and this manual, I wish I could show you, but like I said, I'm not going to. But you can see how thick it is, and every page is packed full of information, like everything you will ever need to know about Willow. It talks about e-file machines, and it's really good that they don't say that you have to have the Willow e-file to do their course. They will train you to use whatever e-file you have. Obviously they'll tell you if it's not a very good one, hence why I will go into mine in a moment. They've also got a page that lists every single e-file bit that they sell, and it tells you what RPM, so like what speed you need to use it at, what you'd use it for, whether it's for like debulking, taking product off, natural nail, stuff like that. So it is amazing. So this is going to be my little Bible now. I still haven't managed to look all the way through it, so there's still so much that I haven't even read, but it is so handy, so I can't wait to get into that. And then this is my little certificate for completing the course. So I've got to get that up on the wall. I'll find a space for it. I might do a little rejig. But I thought it'd be a perfect video to do a little unboxing, show you the e-file and then compare it to my one as well and talk to you a little bit about that. So without further ado, let me zoom out a little bit. There we go. So this is the box that it comes in. I have opened it because I couldn't resist, although I haven't actually like used it or anything. I've literally just looked at it. So this is what it comes in. Ah. So it's really well packaged, as you can see. It's got these little polystyrene things to protect it. It's got a little instruction manual as well and tells you all the little bits. So it comes with a stand and the little handpiece stand. It's got a rubber mat so that it doesn't slip about, because although it is rechargeable and it has got a little clip on the back, so if you wear an apron you can clip it onto that, but I will probably be having it on my desk, so it's great that it comes with the non-slip mat. It's got charger, handpiece, there's a little clipper, and then just a bit about what the buttons are on the actual e-file itself. So there's that. Here's the e-file. Now I did put up a poll on my Instagram if I should have the greenery one, because then it sort of matches my theme, or the silver one, and it was quite high percentage said silver. And I do love the silver one. It's nice and simple, and then it goes really nice with the grey mat as well. I mean, I'm sure if I really wanted to change, then I could just ask Willow if I could buy, because it's just a sticker, if I could buy the greenery sticker and then I could change it, but I really like it silver. It's just nice and simple, and it was really classy. So what should we do first? So I bought some other little bits as well. So these are dust caps. So you basically pop these on your bits. Right at the bottom you leave a gap between your e-file machine and the dust caps, and it just stops the dust getting in your handpiece, and then you should send it off to be sort of like service. They'll take it all apart, get all the dust or anything out that's not supposed to be there, put it all back together and then send it back to you. So this e-file will last me my whole career. I will never need to buy another one, unless I want to obviously, but as long as I maintain the handpiece and send that off every year, maybe not even that often because I'm not a full-time nail tech, so I probably won't need to send it off that much, but I think Gemma said it's about £35 to get it done, so it's really cheap. And it means that it will last me forever, so that's really good. I got some more bits. So this is the Laurel, and this is a cute a natural nail prep. It's tiny. It's basically like the Anastasia in the cuticle kit, but it's just a tiny version, and it gets really in those side walls and the corners where there's just little bits left. And also it's just really good at lifting the cuticle and pushing it back. We tried this on the course as well, so although you have to buy the standard kit to do the course, there's all these sort of bits that you don't have to buy. So Gemma let us try out them and it was amazing, so that's why I decided to buy it. And another one as well that we tried out was the sweet pea. Again, it's a bit like the ball bit, but it's tiny, and it is again just perfect for getting right in those corners that you can never get to. It's so gentle as well, but it just gets every little thing up. It's amazing. So I got that as well. What else? So I also got the brass bristle brush. This is for cleaning your e-file bits. So what you want to do is, once you've used your e-file bits, you want to put them in warm soapy water and use a brush like this, like a metal brush, to really scrub all the dust out of those teeth in the e-file bits. And then once you've done that and you've got all the dust and the debris out, you want to pop them in either barbicide for 10 minutes, or you want to, Willow will also do a spray, so you just spray it over and then you leave them to air dry, and then that's just as good as barbicide. So I think I will probably do that, just so then I don't have to have a load of premixed barbicide. But they were out of stock when I purchased all this, so I couldn't get it. And to be honest, I mean, I have got a lot of barbicide, so I might wait a while, but it just seems so much quicker than, because sometimes you forget that you've put them into soak, and then things could start rusting or the coating coming off, and then they don't last as long, and you've specially bought ones that last longer. And yeah, I'm so forgetful anyway, I always leave them in there, so I think it'll be so much easier just to have a spray. But we'll see, we'll get that another time. But that's the brass brush. And I think that's all the extras I got. I think it's just the e-file now. Yeah, so it's to the good bit. So this is the actual e-file. So this is the case as well. Oh, it doesn't want to come out. Oh, there we go. Isn't she a beauty? Look. It's so gorgeous. It's so chic and just classy, and it's so compact. Like, you can see it's like the size of my hand. It's so nice and lightweight. You do want to be careful with it. Obviously, you don't want to be chucking it about everywhere or dropping it. It is a really expensive piece of kit. This cost me, with VAT, it's about £300. So it is expensive, but like I said, it's going to last you your whole career, and as long as you take care of it, you'll never have to buy another one. So to me, I think that's a really good investment. It won't take me long to, you know, pay that off anyway. So yeah, I'm really happy with it. So it comes with this little plastic thing. So you want to take that off, because otherwise you're not going to be able to turn the e-file on. So you take that off, and then you can see it's already gone on. So you push this button in here, and it's green. That means it's in forward. I'll talk a little bit about that in a minute. And then if you work in reverse, so if you're right-handed, you want to hold it in, and it will turn red, and that means it's in reverse. So I'll hold it again to go back to green, and then I'll just turn it off. Like, one click is to turn on and off, and then you click and hold if you want to change the motion of it. So it should have a little bit of battery in. I do need to charge it up, but it should have a little bit so that we can test it out. So this is a little stand it comes in as well. So you just pop it in there, just keeps it nice and secure. And then also got in here the little clip, which I won't be using. You can put it on the back, and it still has space for it here. So you stick the whole, I might as well put it on. So you put the whole thing, I think I put it on the wrong way. Oh well, but the whole thing would then go on your apron. And then this is the little handpiece stand, and that goes in there. So you can either have it like that, you can have it like, well, you wouldn't have it that way, would you? So it'd be like that. So yeah, and then when it sits on the table, you haven't got to worry about knocking off your handpiece, because it's going to be nice and secure there. I'm going to take that clip off because that's annoying me. And then here's the little rubber mat that I was talking about. So this just sits on that, and then it just means when it's on the table it doesn't slip around. Okay, so that's the little charger, and then the handpiece. This is the big thing. Do not drop it, Sophie. So this is the handpiece, Oh, isn't it so beautiful? It must be so weird for people who don't do nails, like losing my shit over a little metal pen. But for those of you who are nail techs, you will completely understand. It's so sleek. Let me compare it to my old one. So this is my old one. Look how fat and bulky that is compared to the Willow one. I mean, it depends. Some people like the bigger ones. But, I mean, it's been fine. But it does sometimes rub there. Whereas this, it sort of contours in. So you can put your fingers there and it's just so nice to hold and move. And you can move it about so much easier than this. Because this, it's like you're sort of getting in the way of your eye line, whereas this you can see really clearly what's happening, if that makes sense. That made more sense in my head than when I said it. But yeah, so I will do a little comparison. So I'm going to talk to you a bit about why I decided to buy the E-File, because in my last video, in my, well, not the last one, but one of the last ones, my salon tour, I said that I was saving up for the E-File and that I did want it, but you know, I couldn't afford it just yet. But then I went on my course, and not only is, well, I realised that my E-File has so much vibration, it's insane. So the vibration, basically, if you don't know what vibration is, in the handpiece, when you put the bits in, if they're not really like held securely in this part of the handpiece, they will sort of move, so they won't be really secure in there, and then when they spin, they vibrate. And you can feel it if you're going around your nail, especially if you're doing natural nail work like with sanding bands and stuff. That's when I noticed it the most. I just thought that was normal. I thought that you were supposed to feel it a little bit, but you can, I don't know, you can just feel vibration through your nail plate. It's just not very comfortable. It's not painful, but it's just sort of like, oh, that's not a really nice feeling. And until I tried the Willow E-File, so when I went there, Gemma asked if I wanted to try it and see the difference. There was absolutely no vibration when I used the Willow E-File. I couldn't feel a thing. It was so smooth. It was actually a really nice feeling. And then after I realised how big the difference was, I was like, wow, that's really bad, like my old one. It's horrendous. The other thing is that my E-File is actually wired backwards. If you're right-handed, you need to work in forward. If you're left-handed, you need to work in reverse. And I remember when she said it at the beginning of the course, and I thought, that's not right, because I work in reverse. And like, you can tell which way works, because if you're, for example, going down the nail and you've got your E-File the wrong way, the E-File will just sort of run off the nail with you, and it won't take much product off, whereas you need it to be going the other way so that when you're pulling it down there's friction and it's actually like filing that product off. So I knew that I was working right and that it was working for me because I could file off product and it wasn't running off the nail and stuff. But yeah, mine's reverse when it should be forward. So she came round and I was like, just like check I'm not going insane. And she tried it and she was like, yeah, your E-File's backwards. And she'd never ever seen that before. So that's a great thing. There's always one person, and it's always me every single time. But hey ho. So there's literally one place for my old E-File, which is the bin. I'm not going to sell it. I'm not going to give it to anyone because I don't want to give it to anyone else now, knowing how bad the vibration is and the fact that it's backwards. Like, that's just, I can't believe that it's been backwards this whole time and I didn't realise. So yeah, my forward and reverse is in reverse. Okay, so now I'm going to show you the difference between the two. So I'm just going to plug in my handpiece. Oh my god, I'm so careful with this handpiece now. It's like my baby. So I'm going to plug this in. Is that going to work? There we go. That's not in, is it? I just want to make, oh, there we go. Oh, that was a bit scary. I hate doing new things because I'm scared I'm going to break it. Right, so that's in there now. So I won't put anything in it. I think that's actually got a rod in it. That's not, yeah, because normally it's like this. So you don't want to leave anything in it either in case you drop it and then it snaps and leaves a bit in the E-File. But they put that in there just, I don't know really, Gemma told us not to leave anything in there, but I don't know, maybe it's just to protect it in transit or something. So I'll do that again. So it's already locked, so that means this bit's not coming out. So you want to twist it till you hear the click, and then it will come out. And then again, when you put a bit in, you pop it in, twist it, and then it's secure in there. So I'll show you the difference in sound. So, oh, it's already on. And on the E-File as well, it goes up in numbers, and each number represents 5,000 RPM. So 1 will be 5,000, 2 will be 10,000, 3 will be 15,000, 4 will be 20,000, and 5 will be 25,000. Oh, and max, I was going to say, because it goes up to 30, and max will be 30,000. So I'll just show you the difference in the sound. So that's at max. That is at the maximum speed, that's 30,000 RPM. Listen to how quiet that is. I can still talk to my client and I don't have to raise my voice. That is the quietest E-File I've ever heard. Oh, I've just noticed it's got Willow engraved as well. That's cute. It's not getting hot. It's not vibrating. It's really comfortable to hold. I can't believe how quiet that is. Now, I will show you my old E-File and you can hear the difference. Listen to that. I have to raise my voice to speak over that. And there's so much, like, I can feel the vibration. When I tap it here, I can feel it's sort of like static. I can feel the vibration coming off it. It's so loud. And I can feel like the whole thing is vibrating. Now I feel it. Oh, that's horrible. So let me compare the two again. I'll put them both on at the same time. So this is the Willow E-File. Oh, turned off now. Can hardly hear it. And then this one. That's insane. And the whole, like I said, the whole thing is vibrating, whereas this, I can't even tell it's on. I can't feel any movement in like the shaft at all. It's so quiet and still, whereas this, it's making like, you know when it makes your hand itch when something's vibrating? Turn that off. When something when you're holding something that's vibrating, it sort of makes your fingers and your hand like go itchy because they're just vibrating so much. And yeah, after I realised how bad my E-File is, I just couldn't keep using it anymore. It takes up so much less space. I'll show you my other E-File next to it. So this is my old one. Look how much bigger it is. It's huge. It's such a unit. And again, it has a dial, but it hasn't got any numbers on it. So although I roughly had to figure out what was going to be like 5,000, 10,000 RPM, I was never 100% sure. And then there's the forward and reverse switch. And it's unbranded, it just says nail drill. I hate the word drill because it makes it sound like a bad thing. It's an E-File. And yeah, it's just horrible. So, do you know what? Let's put that in the bin now, because I am not going to use that ever again.
In the bin you go, shitty E-File.
See ya. Oh, it feels so good to get rid of that. I hope you can see the difference between investing in a really good E-File compared to a crap one from Amazon that, yeah, you'll be able to afford it and have one quicker. And I think if you, I don't know if this is the right advice to give, but I'm just going to say it. I think if you just do it on yourself and you're just practicing, then I think it's better to have an E-File than no E-File. But I think as soon as you start getting serious and getting more clientele, which is especially what I'm trying to do at the minute, I think it's really important to invest in a reputable, trusted E-File brand. I'll talk a little bit about Handpiece as well. So I'll talk you through the benefits. So here's a bit about the Handpiece. Our Handpiece is also brushless, which is a new design to 2020. The majority of machines on the market have a brush motor with a carbon brush, which often needs replacing and makes the machine noisy. Our brushless Handpiece means no replacing of the carbon brush, high power, and it is silent in comparison. and here's the details. So it's 30,000 IPM, it's got a high torque of 2.8, brushless handpiece, and it's absolutely silent, as you saw in my comparison. It's so silent compared to the other machines. Portable machine with the tabletop caddy, perfect for mobile techs as well as salon/home based, which is me. No plugging in required, so fewer wires, which like I said is perfect. Forward and reverse actions, and it's rechargeable with up to 20-hour battery life. It's got the variable speed control, which I spoke about, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and max, and it uses standard shaft width bits. Their bits will also fit in any other E-File machine. Like I said, it's good that they don't force you, say, oh, you need our E-File. If you don't use our E-File, we're not going to train you. They're really passionate about, no matter what E-File you're using, they just want to make sure that you're using it safely and you're trained to use it properly. So you can just tell that that's what their passion is. It's not just a money-making scheme. They genuinely want to change the stigma around E-Files, and it is brilliant. No vibration, like I said, and then the speed dial, which I've already spoke to. So there's RPM, which is your 30,000, 25,000, which is what you look for when you're buying an E-File. But if there isn't a high torque, which is this TORQUE, it means that your E-File hasn't got the power in the E-File to keep up that RPM. So say if you were, like with my old one, that I wouldn't imagine that's got a very high torque at all. But let's say you had it on max speed, so it was on 30,000 RPM. If this E-File didn't have a very high torque, it would be going 30,000 RPM in the air, no problem. As soon as you start filing product or putting any kind of, opposing force against it, it hasn't got the power behind it to keep up that 30,000 RPM while you're filing, because it just hasn't got the power to keep going while it's cutting through that product. So you need a good torque to keep up the RPM so that it's really smooth, it's not stopping on the nail. Sometimes, like on my old one especially, if I had it on a low RPM and I was going like this, it would stop. And then as soon as I lift it off the nail, it'd keep going again. Like, it just didn't have that power that it needed, whereas this does. But this was perfect for me. I really wanted something that was small and compact, something that I didn't have to have plugged in all the time, because I have 2 lamps, like curing lamps. I have a lamp above for my lighting. I have a dust extractor, so already I've got like 4 or 5 plugs in. So the fact that I didn't have to have this plugged in all the time was just such a pro for me. So yeah, I hope this video has been good. I hope you enjoyed it. And like I said, if you're thinking about looking for an E-File brand, ready to look into starting using an E-File, get training, I would really, really highly recommend Willow. There isn't really anyone else that I would recommend to go with. Willow are the pros. That's all they do. Their whole brand and their whole everything is around E-File. They are the most knowledgeable people in the business, and they're so supportive and lovely, and if you have any issues, they'll be there for you. Their customer service is amazing, and they're just amazing in general. So yeah, highly, highly recommend Willow. And I think that's about it. So please give this video a like if you liked it. Give it a share, subscribe to my channel for more videos, and if you hit the notification bell, you'll get a notification every single time I upload. So thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!